Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Phil James checking in yet again. Alright, so today is July 26th, 2017, and I just had a shocking revelation, I guess you could say. No, I won't call it that. We'll call it a shocking realization. Alright, either way, it's just very odd the way things work out sometimes and the way you find things out sometimes. So I'm going to go through and show you why. So, obviously you saw that I put up like 5 videos yesterday, very similar to this, alright? And I did this because I was tripping out, alright? Kroger had no power, their gas station was shut down, and all kinds of military was moving around since Monday being the 24th. So for the past 2 days now, there's been all kinds of crazy military movement. I'm talking the cargo helicopters, okay? For instance, right here, These things have been flying around all over. And then a coworker sent me this. I'm sorry, it's very short, but you'll see what I'm saying. Yeah, clearly very, very short, but that's not the point. The point of it is, I took a video also myself, and I'm about to get to those right now. So, the point though, once again, is that this military is moving around, and I'd never heard about it yet, okay? I had no clue. But the other day, on Monday, my wonderful lady and myself were rolling to a place called Zumbizi Bay to go to a company like little hangout session, and it was pretty radical, so whatever. But we were going there, and we just so happened to pass this. Get your straps, load your gats, stay locked and loaded, and stay ready. Shit's coming. Peace. Sorry, hold on. Damn it. It's not what I'm trying to do. Alright, this. In a second, but there was this military convoy, straight up, right? I turn the sound down in these videos because they're very loud, and I'd much rather you hear me right now because I can walk everybody through it. But that was that video, okay? I just got the end of that little convoy there, but like I said, that was Monday. So then, yesterday at work, yesterday being Tuesday, I pick up this. And I'm sorry, I have to apologize now. It is sideways. I was freaking out, like I said. The Kroger was down, had no gas. The Kroger had no power. And to top those two things off, there's military convoys driving all over the roads. And there's those big cargo helicopters, which you should be able to see right now in this video. It's kind of zoomed out, but yes. And then I turned sideways trying to make it full screen, but since I started with my phone upright, it didn't work the way I thought it was going to. So I'm sorry you have to turn your head to see it. But that's one of the big cargo choppers again. And there it is. And then, oh, nope, that's the, everybody's calling it a Black Hawk. I'm not sure what it is, so I won't say for sure. But it's a combat chopper. It's not a military transport chopper with dual propellers. It's one of the, like, go shoot at people with choppers. So, and this is all going in and out of the National Guard facility, which is actually constructed right beside the YMCA, and they're actually attached, which is the craziest part. And that's where I was heading in this video yesterday when I was taking it. So, once again, shit tons and shit tons of military movement. And then I was tripping because I'm watching all this, and I got Kroger shut down, no power. Half of the neighborhoods on this side of Delaware where I was at have no power, and nobody's entirely sure why. And then Kroger's out of power, and then Kroger on top of that has their gas station shut down. So I'm like, oh my God, it's go time right now. All right, give me 1 second. I got to cut this video. Hold on. All right, sorry about cutting that feed, but I'll continue with this video. Like I said before, I'm sorry this is sideways, but there's the that other chopper I was talking about. These things were flying around all day yesterday, to and from the airport. The other crazy thing about that National Guard place I was talking about, where they were going to and from and running all the exercises out of, that place is built attached to the community YMCA 1. It's built directly beside train tracks. And I mean it. Like, they are built right beside the tracks. And that's 2. And then 3, the airport is literally a stone throw away from that National Guard place. So we have train tracks, the airport, and barbed wire fences all around it. I actually walked around it at the beginning of this month and recorded it, but the video ended up being really long and I wanted to trim it up, but all my video editors suck. So therefore I was not able to put it on yet, to upload it to YouTube yet. So I have not done that, but I have footage of that same YMCA and National Guard building and of an Army Reserve base. And I personally believe that nobody will be held or kept here when martial law happens. I think they'll put the people in the place that I'm actually recording right now. That's the National Guard place, right? I think they will take people there at first as sort of a transfer organization station. Like, and if you look closely up in the top, there's mesh in those windows, like the mesh you lay over top of military caches in the middle of the desert or somewhere where you don't want anything aerial to be able to see your military stockpile or cache. So, you know, everything's kind of crazy right there, right beside the tracks, right beside the airport, so on and so forth. And then, you know, all the exercises going on, and then you have the military convoys. Okay, so you've basically seen all of this video. Now, the one I took today. Now, this video, I actually didn't even get all of them either, because, you know, I'll be doing my job driving around and I will see this or pass these things and I'll try to bust my phone out real quick and start recording. Well, sometimes it's a little delayed and it takes me a second because I'm doing 100 things at once. And sorry, that restarted. It wasn't supposed to. But yeah, there was quite a few Hummers here at the Speedway. And I'm filming this like, wow, even more military shit. Even more. Okay, so we've had 2 to 3 days full of military exercises, military flying their massive choppers all over the town. Well, then I found out today that the majority of these exercises are taking place at a big lake we have here in Delaware. It's the Delaware State Park or whatever. Okay, this park, it's at a lake and it's called Alum Creek. Alum Creek, okay? So here's where it gets really crazy. My personal belief is that out of all of these major catastrophes, for instance, 9/11, Boston bombing, and the London subway bombings, they were always running some sort of exercise that mimics the catastrophe that happens. And when I say they, I mean the government, the military, wherever it may be, you know, whatever high up elite scumbag organization. So for the London bombings, the subway bombings, right? Think about this. They said that they are training for subway bombs, okay? So the military there is training, and they are training for the exact same scenario that actually happened, okay? The problem is the actual military and law enforcement are on this side of town, but the real event, supposedly, is happening on this side of town. So how coincidental is it that they just so happen to be running an exercise for that scenario, and bam, right then, you know it happens. Like, no, okay? The Boston Marathon bombing, that's the same thing. They had exercises going on and taking place for a backpack bomber. Guess what? Boston Marathon got bombed by a backpack bomber, supposedly. Now, a coincidence again? I think not. Coincidence, in my opinion, does not exist, okay? Somebody or something is either always pulling the strings and making the events happen the way they want, or it's supposed to happen that way out of fate or something. But I do not believe in coincidence, and that's my opinion, so you don't have to believe it. But then with 9/11, they're running exercises for commercial planes being hijacked and what to do. Okay, they're running those exercises the same week and all that, right? So when those so-called planes were hijacked, the military running the exercises didn't know what planes were real or just radar blips or part of the training exercise. They didn't know what was real and what was fake, or if any of it was real. Just a whole bunch of confusion to muddy the water and muddy everybody's views, so nobody knew what to do, okay, supposedly. And boom, Trade Centers hit, right? Now, that to me, those are three coincidences that just cannot happen as coincidence, in my opinion. They cannot. It's not possible, in my opinion, whatsoever. Okay? Now, so get this. This is a website, and it's just going through showing all the military exercises taking place in the country right now in all these different states. Okay? And I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So I found Ohio on here, and I found out that they're running some in Youngstown and around Cleveland and so on and so forth. Once again, I'm going to have to cut this video. Give me 2 seconds. All right, sorry, I'm back again. So what I'm trying to say, though, is it's very strange that the government or the military or the officials or the, you know, colonels or whoever is like, oh man, this event hasn't happened yet, we should probably start a training exercise for it. And then it goes like exactly what they're training for, but not by them. Come on, man. Let's think about it. How does that happen? How does that happen? You just so happen to run a training exercise the day the actual event you're running the exercise for happens. Damn it. Ignore that. Sorry, buddy. Alright, so next we have this. Now, the thing that's really blowing my mind about this right here is this is an event that is about to take place here in Delaware, Ohio. Okay? And like I just told you, all of these training exercises that the military are performing are right around this lake called Alum Creek. Okay? Look at this. A massive Ironman triathlon is about to take place, and guess where the swimming portion is? Alum Creek. Well, when they're running these training exercises, the best part is they're pulling dummies by cables around Alum Creek, like they're pulling people out of water or so on and so forth. It's just really strange. So, are they planning some sort of an event? I could be totally wrong. It doesn't, just because I say something about this does not mean it's bound to happen, okay? The reason I'm bringing these things up is because I am just trying to make it known that that's the way our government does things. They run an event or a training exercise for a certain type of catastrophe, and then it just so happens to go exactly the way they're training, like exactly for what they're training for. And it happens way too much, and it's happened way too much already in the past. So there's this massive Ironman competition about to go down here in Delaware. So get this. I'll even read it because, like I said, a lot of the helicopters and a lot of the military stuff has been going to Alum Creek. Swim. The swim course is a triangular-shaped swim that will start and finish on the shores of the Delaware State Park's beach. Alum Creek, in other words. Athletes will swim in a counterclockwise motion with left-hand turns. This is a reservoir, and water temperatures change throughout the year. This will be a wave start swim with each wave entering in the water at 4-minute intervals. Okay, so yes, do I personally think that there could be something that they are preparing for? Yes, I do. Does it mean it will happen? No, not at all. It means that from the past events that our government has had happen, whether it's 9/11, because it is an inside job, okay, whether it's 9/11, whether it's those subway bombings or the Boston Marathon bombing, they're always running a military training exercise for the exact same scenario, and then it happens while they're running the exercise. I think not, people. Once again, I do not believe in coincidence, and neither should you in situations like that, okay? So, I just think it's very, very strange that this is all taking place in, oh, did I mention? 4 days. 4 days. this Ironman triathlon is in 4 days, the 30th of July in Delaware City, okay? And that's where all this military activity is. That's where all this shit is going down. So, everybody, I just wanted to throw it out there. Like I said, it doesn't mean anything tragic will happen. And nobody wants anything tragic to happen. But I'm letting it be known that our government, our military, you know, not the troops themselves. I support the troops. I don't know why they would ever give their lives up to a bunch of rich scumbags, but I support them. They're doing what they think is right, and I'm not here to tell them that they're wrong in any way. So I'm not saying anything bad about troops. Thank you, troops. Thank you. I mean it. But the point that I'm making is they always run these exercises for certain scenarios, and then these scenarios happened. And like I said, that helicopter, that big cargo helicopter, was flying around with dummies hanging from a cable out of it. Like they were pulling people out of the water, or like they were pulling people up to save them from something, okay? So, like I said, I wanted that to be known. I wanted everybody to know that this is quite possible. That there could be some sort of event, scenario, catastrophe in the works here in Delaware, Ohio. I haven't looked up if there's been any crisis actors hired. I don't personally know. I'm working. So as you know, when I'm making these videos, look, I'm driving a vehicle. So I'm scrolling through, filming a video, and driving all at the same time. So pardon me if I haven't got the video as detailed as you would like it. But, alright y'all, I'll keep everybody updated, and keep your fingers crossed, pray, do whatever you think you need to do to hope that no crazy sort of catastrophe happens here. All right, peace.